Hello everybody, you're tuning into ESL Pro League live from the Intel Esports Arena, where everything is wonderful and it's the best show on earth. But unfortunately, we've got to deal with Snoods. How you doing?
Not too bad, mate. Not too bad. Not after that burn, though. I don't know how I feel about that one.
I know,
Jackie, throw me under the bus like that.
I know. So I think you're out to dry, really.
Can I get an apology?
I've put you on the clothes pegs.
Oh, are we going for the apology? That's an inside joke. Hey, anyway.
Some great games should be coming up today, though. We move on to our second series, Na'Vi versus Heroic. Now, this one is a little bit different. You look at things there and the caliber of teams we've had in the B team so far, it's actually been pretty consistent. I mean, the one game we did have that we assume would be a snub, Go got an upset victory on versus Astralis.
Yeah, what is the last game of the day, then? It's the Mousesports. Okay, well, maybe that's from... I guess both of them you are expecting, obviously, Hellraiser to go for the 2-0. But yeah, the Mousesports LDOC one, that's the one where there's a clear favourite going into that best of 2. But yeah, now we come to the middle portions, games 3 and 4. And yeah, as you said, obviously, Na'Vi versus Heroic. First map being Train, second map being Cash, and that's a surprise. Yeah,
that is true. That is the one kind of I actually want to touch on now with the Cash pick there. What are your thoughts on that? Because it's not really something that is very common at all, is it?
No, we saw a similar thing from SK, obviously trying out Cash, I believe, after they won MLG. No. Was it MLG Columbus or Cologne? Whichever one of the majors they won, straight after the major, that same week, basically, they tried to widen the map pool. They started playing, you know, Cash and these other maps. If you remember, they had the 2-1 loss to Tyloo at one of the Starlight events, you know, basically a year and a half ago, where we saw the rise of Tyloo and rise of the Asian teams within this scene. And it was on Cash. That's why they let the one through. They said, you know, we just won the major, we won the biggest trophy. Now we're trying to expand our map pool going forward into the new season of Pro League, new season of all the online leagues. And yeah, you know, you could argue the same thing here for Na'Vi. Obviously, currently sitting at number 2 with 32 points. Obviously, yesterday they had the best of 2 where they lost both maps on, gosh, don't remind me, it was Inferno and something else to NIP. Now NIP are number 1 in the league. But yeah, long story short, basically, they're very confident they're at the top, so now they can take these sorts of risks and try and expand their map pools and officials. And, you know, versus Heroic is a good team to do it versus.
That's true, because, I mean, it's only today, well, last night, really, if you think about it, that NIP overtook them. Na'Vi were in that top spot. They had number 1. They've been sat there for quite a long period of time, really, and they've been looking good through and through, obviously, constantly posting good results. Is this where maybe we see potential for an upset there? Obviously, Cash being something different. In reality, when you think about it, Na'Vi should still come out on top. This is a 2-0 in my books, but what do you think about?
Yeah, I still think we should be expecting the 2-0, especially you add in the fact that you're looking at Train as the first map here. No Yugi. Esatag's been playing with the Heroic boys after Yugi, we believe, is ill, so we obviously wish a swift recovery for himself there. Yeah. And in terms of the odds as well, 2.6 and 1.4 for Na'Vi, so actually, these odds aren't that bad. I mean, I was expecting maybe a 3 to 1.3 to 1.25 maybe. So actually some good money to be made here for Na'Vi on Train.
This is where you've scared someone at Betway now, and he's quickly going, oh god, I'm trying to change the odds.
Snods isn't happy. The boss comes over. What are these odds? I've just heard they're bad on stream.
What have you done?
I swear. It's not nothing.
That's Snod's go. Well, you do know nothing, to be fair. Push coming around from Na'Vi. Ooh! Peek from Rubino.
So good that actually we can't show it.
It's all gone wrong. That one's, it's not PG-13. It can't be allowed on the stream, I'm afraid.
2 versus 3. Electronic and Edward now trying to make their way in towards the side. Actually, Edward lights it up with 2 with the P250. So, Nico, Snappy, no defuse kit carrying, but the defuse kit is dropped there towards LA, as you can see. Both grouped up together with the bomb. Minute 10 left on the clock, so they can come in, you know, sneak in towards all bomb, try to get in towards the B side, but Edward crouched and ready. Lands the headshot onto Nico. Now the question is, where does Snappy lies? He's now in the 1 versus 2. Woof. He get the 1 versus 1 as he now knows Edward is still located here towards alley.
Edward. Will he be able to clutch this out, though? Or is it going to be Snappy that shuts him down? Edward gets himself up towards bomb train, Snods. He can go for the bomb plant, or he could try to go through, back round towards the B side. Oh, does go for it. The only downside is that Snappy's actually countered this. Seems like he's ready. Push will come through. Edward slowly teetering up towards the bomb site with Snappy. Will he detect him? Peeks round. It should be a free frag. It's a bit of an awkward spam, though. Edward might have been able to turn on him there, but instead backs up towards the bomb site. Can now go for the bomb plant, but he just wants to try to find this frag. You can see him peeking out. Attempting to land the shot with the P250. Eventually the bomb will go down. It's a retake still. The 1v1. Snappy now peeks out on top of the train. Detects him but couldn't land the shot. They're slowly tagging each other. But Na'Vi will get the opening rounds. It really went down to the wire there. A clutch play from Edward. Seemed like Snappy had countered it, but Edward does come out on top in the end.
2 versus 4. Oh, that's new. Na'Vi.gg.bet.
I know, they've got a brand sponsor now for their name. So that's their new name.
I see. Well, Na'Vi.gg.bet We're in a 2 versus 4.
Navi, mate.
Yeah, well, you never know. Navi.gg.bet. We're in the 2 versus 4 deficit. Well, Edward there, the P250 finds 3. Snappy made it, you know, good to get into the 1 versus 1 with a snappy shot towards the old bomb. As now with the force spike coming out from Heroic. 5-player forces. Again, we see S attack on the roster, so it will be no Yugi tonight. Or can they still jiggy?
Well, I mean, if we think about it realistically, right, although obviously it's not ideal, it's not what you want. You want Yugi in the lineup as he is the true 5th, but S attack actually was looking pretty impressive yesterday. He had 30 bombs across the board. He was dealing damage, but obviously into this scenario, you have a very, very weak force that you've gone to just try and cause something. Quite a big investment into the scouts, but they don't really get any tags, so it doesn't work out well. S attack and Rubino are going to save. Na'Vi with their second round, as you'd expect, but no casualties for them and another bomb plant. So that's good for their cash.
It's very true. Obviously, the frags were found by the Galils and AKs and whatnot. The MAC-10's not really chiming in just yet, but the tag, oof, with the scout will land. And S tag and both Rubino down onto low HP. 7 for S tag and 4 for Rubino. As they are trying their best to save the scouts, and they're not actually going to be clearing this angle, so he misses the lineup on the headshot with the scout. And Navi.gg.bet get to 2-0.
Is that what you're going with throughout the entire show now? Is that what you stuck to?
I kind of like it.
Navi.gg.bet.
Say that again?
Navi.gg.bet. Navi.gg.bet.
Navi.gg.bet. Now with the 2-round advantage here going to round number 3. MAC-10 still into commissions. They can still front with the cash. That's obviously Navi.gg.bet. Winning the pistol, Jack, does mean that they should get to 3-0 start. That's what we hope to see.
Oh my goodness, Electronic just killed a pigeon with that HE, but they're going to push through anyway. Straight round Ivy. And up to see if they can actually find some success into the round. Snappy, only armed with his USP. He is grouped up with the rest of his teammates though, and actually nearly finds 2 frags. That would have been tremendous, but instead goes down after killing 1. Tags up Zeus quite a lot, but Simple detects the stack, and he's going to have a field day with this. Edward as well, actually, to close it out with 2 of his own. Flamey for the final frag from the SMG, so a nice little bit of additional cash. It's a risky play. You want to try and do something there, obviously. You don't have a gun round. You just go for something crazy as it might work. Try and throw a spanner into the works, but instead, Heroic do fall short. And now for Na'Vi. Where does it go from here as we get into the actual buy round? Snappy on the AWP, but it's glass cannon.
Glass cannon indeed. Simple's got one. He's got Kevlar to back it up. Simple. Going in towards Pop Doc here for a fast peek, coming in towards Green Train, you would imagine. Ooh, trying to see if he can find Rubino, but the smoke will push him back, but actually no. The fundamentals of Counter-Strike sometimes don't apply to the best, and that's why pushes through the smoke and lands the flick.
And Nico. Oh, Simple. Trying to get the second shot off there, back over to Modi. Oh, eventually catches him out as he was a bit thick. Trying to push back round towards the bomb train. He was sticking out a little bit still. So he gets detected. And it's just Snappy that's left in a 1v3. The T's can fall back. They can recover the bomb. They're clearing the site right now, making sure that it is safe to actually try go for this plant to the round. A minute left on the clock as Snappy appears. They can't even really do too much, Snods. This round should be in the hands of Na'Vi. .gg.bet.
Thanks. Pure aggression there from Simple. As you'll be found by Snappy's AWP, so surprising not to see Snappy try and go for the save here with the AWP, but then again the bomb isn't planted, so he has extra time to work with. No defuse kit. As the bomb does run out through teammate. So if he finds the frag onto Electronic looking the wrong way, and the timing doesn't work in his favor. Navi.gg.bet. Get the first buy out of the round of the half, sorry, so they actually are up 4-0.
Well, you can always bet on Na'Vi.
.gg.bet.
Where do we go from here? Obviously for Heroic, they're going to be restricted. You got 3 HEs there. Or he's going to go for a nade stack play through mid, possibly burst out, hoping this will be an attack on the A site. Obviously those HEs will transfer a ton of damage, but it only really tags up Flamey. But Flamey still gets the headshot as well. Simple also on the words. S attack takes him down. Just Snappy, Rubino, and Nico left, and this hasn't gone too well. Na'Vi should actually get themselves a 5th round here from this, and it's what you expect, but in the manner it's been done, it's been very aggressive. Flamey pushed his way through as one, eventually tackled by close connector. Snappy now the only one left alive. killed out towards the end. Not going to get that bomb plant down, but they still get the rounds. It's a 5th for Na'Vi. For Heroic, though, here comes the reinvestment. Rubino on the AWP. The secondary AWP as well, actually, as Snappy will buy one. So it's 2 AWPs. You got the 3 rifles, but only 1 kit.
It's true. And a 25-0 here for Na'Vi.gg.bet. And Simple's got another AWP. And we've seen already the confidence gleaming for himself with that weapon. Pushing through the Pop Dog smoke, finding 2 frags that way. What's he going to do into this one? Because right now he is in towards T-Main. Holding for a peek potentially towards Connector or Sandwich. Actually, no, he's outside T-Main. Apologies. Instead, going with the grenade thrower. They smoke towards Connector. Flash comes in as well. It's now 2 through Pop and 3-2 T-Main. It begins.
Let's see. Oh, Flamey. Fast as ever, Simple as well with a confidence peak, as you've come to expect. It's always just looks so simple with Simple. Tag as well, tagged up a tad bit. Snappy eventually allowed to go for a peek, but so much more to be done. They actually bring it back to a manageable position now. A 2v2 Snappy. Oh, if he would have landed that shot, then maybe there was a chance, but it's all Tag. Edward and Flamey, they both got their AKs. They're both looking on fire. He telegraphs his locations. He transfers the bit damage back on Edward. Flamey running across those trains, trying to spot him out, but instead grabs the bomb. They can actually take this up Pop Dog if they wanted to. Head over back towards the B site. I mean, they've got 40 seconds. They're going to go for it, but Tag as well. He's already countered the play.
He's towards B, but he's looking towards Connector. Oh, and they've seen his shoulder as well. Oh, that is such unfortunate timing. Bomb planted towards the B site, and now Na'Vi.gg.bet not only have the site in their domain, but it is planted default. So actually, we do see the push coming from Flamey, but the bomb's actually only planted for Edward. I think like he's going to save, though.
Yeah. In reality, he should here. Probably not worth the risk of actually going for this. Just back off. Oh, he gets the free AWP as well. Pick that up off Simple's corpse. So he can run away with that. Back over by Ivy. Save the AWP. And just get that through into the next round. I mean, pass it over to Snappy. Hope that Snappy can at least find some kind of success with it. You could try play around him into that, but it's going to be hard, Snods. This is already now 6 rounds for Na'Vi. And these have been fast rounds as well. This is, you know, it's a short game. It's not been live for long. And Na'Vi already picking up 6, looking like they just want to be able to go through. This should be a 7th in reality because the cash isn't going to be great for Heroic. It would have to be off the back of an individual play. And it depends what Stag actually even wants to opt to do with the AWP.
Oh, pigeons. Feels like we're in the streets of London right now.
Oh. Did you know, though, that the feral pigeon we actually see in our towns today, Snods, is a descendant of the rock dove? It's a cliff-dwelling bird that you find in most coastal regions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And interestingly as well, the word pigeon itself is actually derived from the Latin word pipo, right? And then we translate that into French, and that becomes pigeon. And that's how we get the English word pigeon that's used globally today.
Obviously, with our accents, pigeon, mate, yeah. Not pigeon.
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 Pigeon, yeah.
Well, Na'Vi spraying down that money because they want to just try and get the cream into this one. Let's see how it's going to go, Snods.
6-0. AWP save from Tag. Obviously, he managed to find that off of the corpse from Snappy towards the default site at the end of the last round. Will be getting aggressive with it towards Ali, but the Molotov will eventually force him to fall back. But no, lands a nice little shot there actually onto Electronic.
Oh, hello. Modi as well, coming through on towards Zeus. This is pretty good. Finally, Heroic actually have a good lead in terms of a battle of attrition, but Flamey, he always starts a fire in my heart with these rounds as he's able to find that kill. Simple as well, coming back through on towards Tag. It's just Snappy and Nico left alive. 5-7 and CZ. It's only really effective if you try and play a stationary close angle, and Nico not got too much cover to work with. I mean, he can be detected fairly easily. Have to recover the bomb still. Nico gets spotted out, but Simple misses the shot. He can translate this information to his teammates. Nico pushed him with this 5-7 as he actually finds the frag. It's all on Simple now. A 1v1 Nico. Simple is low, 32 HP. He does have the better weapon in terms of the AWP. It switches out to the AK now. It should favor him, but he flicks up and it's too little too late. The 5-7 paying dividends there for Nico as they win that round.
My goodness. 3K there from him. 2 of the 5-7, as you said, came in from the side, catching both Simple being so exposed on top of the trains. And Edward as well, whiffing the shot towards Electric and gave room for Heroic to find him. Obviously, Heroic were down 6 rounds straight, so they had the maximum round loss bonus. 3.4k, so they went for the Kevlar pistols. That's why, obviously, up close they can win those duels versus the AKs. But aggressive players already towards the B side. Popdog control in favor of Modi, as it seems like it will be eventually the play towards the B side, but good rotations already from Snappy and both Nico. As they are here towards B. Snappy towards Heaven, peeking in towards the B upper portion of this site. As Zeus may be peeking into his demise.
Na'Vi. They're going to want to instantly bounce back into this one as the flashbangs and smoke get coursed in towards the B site, and they try and push their way through. Flamey dead Nico. He can be so lethal on train towards this B site. It's where he's at his absolute best, I feel, at times. Edward as well with a headshot back towards him, though. Now leaves it in a 3v4 Simple on the site. But is he going to make this a scene of the crime? Is he going to leave some bodies cold on the ground?
Oh.
Instead, Snappy will be the ones who absolutely destroy him. And they've done it, Snods. They've cleared out the site. That's the retake in full effect. The defuse will come through from Snappy. That's going to be a 2-6 now.
Yeah, Na'Vi.gg.bet. Coming in towards the B bomb side, obviously. Nico with the double spray down connects it onto 2 of the players there. An instant 5 versus 3. And Snappy still held even. That aggressive angle there towards the default site. Landed such a nice shot as well onto Simple. As soon as the bomb was planted. 2-6 now. It is still going to be the 4-round advantage though for Na'Vi.gg.bet. As they can still afford the open to Simple and the AKs across the whole of the roster. As right now for Heroic, if they win this round, Jack, it could be Nico coming out from Na'Vi. So potential for a comeback here on the city side from the Danes if they can make it maybe 6-4. Get a few more buy rounds there and try a stomping tee off if they can use the strategy and tactics from Snappy's corner to maybe overthrow Na'Vi.gg.bet. But it's unlikely.
Modi going to go for the contact face. I believe S-Tag could flash him in. He is in the position, yeah. Goes for the flash over. Tries to push through. Gets side control. Now this is nice. This actually works out well, right? Because all Modi's going to do now is smoke it, holding the close angle. You can just sit there. If they don't eventually push into you, you can counter him a little bit. As they set up for what appears to be a split push on towards A with A smokes to block off line of sight from Bomb Train.
Yeah, means more to clear now for Na'Vi. Obviously, they lose control towards their main. They can take control towards Popdog once the one on top does eventually fade away. So Edward going to be making sure no one has pushed in towards B. But Nico with the ankle goes for the face and loses his head as well. Zeus in towards Popdog. Actually won that duel when he came in for the white face. So 5 versus 3 here, suddenly at the middle of nowhere. As with 30 seconds left, Na'Vi.gg.bet have the advantage.
S-Tag though gets 2 kills. Found 2 nice frags into this round. Actually brings it into a 3v3, so he's done a whole lot of damage there with that 2k. He is very low, but still alive and fighting through. Snappy misses the initial shot. Gives Flamey the opportunity to plant the bomb now. Edward drops down to a assist and aid his team. It's all about the Battle of the Orps. You can see Simple. The confidence is up there as he flies up the ladder and tries to get the frag. Simple down though. As S-Tag does his best Yugi impression, it's all on Edward to try to clutch the round out. 1v2. Battle of the Orp and AK. Snappy comes in with a clutch kill when he needs it, finds that frag, that'll be a defuse. That's now another round for Heroic, 3-6, as they're only 3 away from bringing this back into a position that favours them. But there's still a lot of funds, so Na'Vi can go for another purchase.
Yeah, key play on that round though, S-Tag. Turns that round from a 5 versus 3 in favour of Na'Vi.gg.bet to equalising it out to the 3 versus 3. Pushes in towards team main, gets the first frag there. Gets a second onto Zeus as well, holding into Popdog that previously killed Modi. As they came in towards the B side, the bomb was planted, but the retake was too strong from Snappy's up as we saw. Now then, 6-3. As the bomb was planted, Na'Vi can still buy, so the idea of actually drawing out Eco here will be delayed momentarily. But it's 3 on the board now consecutively here for Heroic, but these have been close rounds. 1 versus 1s, 1 versus 2s. Heroic need to start finding some consistency here, but also some dominance. They need to have, you know, a real emphasis round here.
Yeah, play with confidence, really. Try and not only be able to wound Na'Vi, but rub salt into those wounds. Get yourself into a really good position. Only time will tell how this one actually does start to go down when we get into the later stages as the first phase comes round. Snappy kills Edward. Flamey though, backstab potentially. Slips his way up behind them in towards that A bomb site. Snod's looking for these frags, tries to cut down the first, but Flamey comes through with a kill on Rubino. There's the response by Nico. He's top of the train as well, trying to get the spray down. Electronic's about 46 HP now. But Electronic and Simple all of a sudden, they kick things off with a bang, get a double kill. Nico on the reface round with the M4 causes a little bit of ruckus, as he will be able to net himself that frag on Zeus. So it's a 2v2. We know how lethal both of these players can be. They've been looking incredible in these late round situations. Both Snappy and Nico have done damage. Simple with a bomb plant. Snappy with the face, but it's only the tag, not the kill. If that would have been the kill, maybe it could be a different story, but Electronic comes in. And that is the save call to be made now for Snappy, most likely, as he's going to be running around. Actually, you could try go for this, really. They're both low. If this translates over, he knows he's tagged Simple. Electronic's only on 13. He has a kit. Could be worth the risk. I mean, you're going to give yourself hard pressed for time. It doesn't really work out the best, but there was still an opportunity of momentum for him to go for it, so you can see why he ran it.
Yeah, Simple loves playing on top of the blue train, top of the green train. In those after plant positions, obviously you have good angles towards alley, good angles towards pop dot, good angles towards connector, T-main, everywhere basically. You can survey the whole of that A side in the after plant. So, 7-3, 4 round advantage now for Na'Vi. They broke the curse after losing 3 on the row. And it's going to be the higher octane style of CS. The flash is raining towards the A side. Zeus able to get in towards quad. But not before Snappy found the first frag, but not before. See, frags going back and forth, a 3 versus 3 here.
Yeah, I mean, there's only 2 CTs left. Na'Vi are just really storming ahead. Rubino kills Zeus there. So at least it's something to bring back into a 2v2. From this point, it is manageable. There's always a chance that it can actually be done, but how do they opt to play it out? Ooh, Simple on top of the train, but his head's been cut off. Electronic, the young gun, the fierce talent that he is. No clutch from him today. It's Rubino with a 2K, 1 frag from Nico. And that's how they wipe them up and keep themselves moving on through. And finally, for once, Na'Vi are actually a bit in an awkward position in terms of their economy.
Yeah, actually being reset there. Losing 3 in a row. They win the last round when they went towards the A side. They get to 7. They're now reset here by Heroic. So, Deagle there for Flamey and Simple. CZ coming out for Zeus. 2 AKs for both Edward and Electronic. As now the play comes in towards the B side, it seems. They have the smoke for lower, smoke as well for the backline trains or connector if they needed to. There is 2 players here. Snappy's been very good positionally. Sorry, that's a word that just slipped my mind. Snappy's been very good positioning here, Jack, against Na'Vi.gg.bet. As number 12, minute 20 left from the clock here. The AWP is here as well to hold towards heaven. Oh, the flash is going to rain in, smoke towards connector backline as well. So it should be deep smokes and the pistols can try and get in close, get in towards connector, but will Heroic allow it?
This is going to be the big question on everyone's mind. Nico as well. This position's normally where he's so lethal from. Finds the first, kills Edward. Snappy as well comes back through. Oh, tries to get the second, but Flamey on the drive-by there. Plays with confidence, especially when he's got an AK in his hands. He can be a bit of an annihilator. But Electronic, oh, close to the mark, finds that kill. Somehow doesn't take any damage either. That's like shooting above his head. 2v3, bomb isn't down, 40 seconds on the clock. Surrounded by CTs. They're in every nook and cranny. Electronic needs to do something now. It's not going to come through. Rubino with 2 frags again. Barrels of impact frags tied to Rubino right now.
5-7. Na'Vi with the force by going in towards the B bomb site. Don't quite make it happen. So, Eco now for Na'Vi.gg.bet. So we're expecting what? 6-7 scoreline here. And for Heroic, look at the money here. Look how close this has always been. For Heroic, their money's always been on a knife's edge, essentially. 1 round away from being completely broken and forcing out the ecos. That's where Na'Vi.gg.bet are really going to exploit them. They always bring it back in the brink of defeat. Snappy here with the op finds 1. Ooh, nearly connects the leg shot there on Zeus, but apart from that, they are still going to be able to run rampant across the site.
Doesn't matter though, as he favours himself with the USP on that face. Nice use of a HE on the backtrack, as it would have transferred a ton of damage on Zeus if he actually was a little bit closer and did go for the play down. Zeus and Simple, the only two remaining members for the side of Na'Vi. Now, unlikely they get too much, so it probably means it'll be a 6-7. And from that point, it's the rebuy from Na'Vi, but it's looking like it's going to be an 8-7 scoreline really to one of these teams. Modi goes for the push in, kills Zeus. Simple still last alive, but he just wants to try to do something a little bit cheeky really towards the end of this round. Try to find a weapon if possible, force guns out of their hands, but all he has is the P250, so he can try and play a little bit more loose.
Yeah, bomb. It's in Pop Dog. And Heroic know it. Snappy in it towards the B site. Easy frag found for him, and it is the 6-7 scoreline we anticipated to see. So Na'Vi, what do they change? They've gone for the fast A takes before. B site's been rather difficult. It feels like Nico has this like awkward angle where he's crouching behind the default site, playing a perfect pixel headshot angle where he's always able to find frags. Either you get a better flashbang from Na'Vi.gg.bet, that's closer, or you avoid that site unless it's in the middle portions of the round, maybe try and draw the rotation away with the fake towards A, then a re-hit towards B. I'm not quite sure, but I think the A site should be the one for Na'Vi to take.
Yeah, it seems like that's where they found the success. I mean, Nico is always a really, really formidable opponent towards that B site. It's somewhere that he's preferred playing for a very long time. He's very, very, very useful when it comes down to just being able to get those spams off. Good in terms of recoil control. He's a smart rifler. He's a very effective Danish player, so... Let's see. Because right now, Na'Vi tried to make their way over towards Eiley in the early game, but the push came through. So contact was taken by Heroic. He forced them back, but they were able to get the early smoke down. Now Na'Vi can re-aggress over towards Ivy. Rubino is still firmly slotted into position, though. One flash, one AK versus Fire and Squad, the Wolf Pack from Na'Vi. Simple, Zeus, and Electronic. Zeus makes the call. And the two terrorists go for the face. They get contact there, Snods, but they haven't overreacted from it.
Still the 5 versus 5. 3 players towards Ali from Na'Vi.gg.bet. Bomb. Also Flamey as well in towards team and smoke will shroud them for now, but the flash is perfect. As here comes the push by Tag. Morgan, they chime in, they deny any chance for a push from Ali. As 2 of the remaining players here are left.
Ooh. All of a sudden it goes quickly in the favor of Heroic. There should be a backstab from Snappy as well, one towards Zeus. Tries to get out through Ivy. There's the peak. The call has been made. 7-7. And the cash isn't amazing for Na'Vi going into the last round either, so they're just going to have to force up around it and try and see whatever they can find, really, down the back of their sofa.
Final round of the half. This is going to be the double op set up here from both Rubino and Snappy. Tag, Modi, Nico on rifles. Obviously, yesterday, Heroic going for the 1-1 versus LDLC, so these are must-win points, obviously, to avoid falling down into that bottom 4 position, where things can get a little bit awkward. But for now, Mac 10 onto Edward. SMGs as well for Electronic. The buy is poor, it's a scrappy buy. They are going to go towards the A site, it seems, up close into the Pop Dog smoke. Are they going to flash through it? Yes, they are. Modi dodges it. Oh, they jump through into his cross-set and into the M4 spray.
Yeah, Modi mows him down. This should be the advantage to Heroic at the end of the half now, but Simple. He's still alive and kicking. You can never really count this madman out. He's a bit of a lunatic. His lethality is just ridiculous. Let's see. He's going to push through Simple. Trying to hunt, looking for these frags. But it's Nico to actually claim it. Takes them down. As it goes 8-7 in favor of Heroic there at the end of the first half. Na'Vi off to a tremendous start. I mean, round after round, it just looked like it was in their hands. But all of a sudden, Heroic adapted. They switched things up. They actually learned how to change and be able to counter it. And they actually looked pretty good for it.
Yeah, 8 rounds. I mean, remember as well, Jack, they were down 0-6. Na'Vi only winning 1 round. Apart from that, obviously winning the pistol, then the first buy round. And they lost versus the Eco, and as soon as they lost to the Eco versus Heroic, things just went south. We were expecting to see a 7-0 before Nico's 5-7 chimed in and basically got them there first round of the board, and we said obviously if they get reset this round, but this half, sorry, is basically over, because if they got reset 6-1 down, you know, that would have been 8-1, 9-1 in favor for Na'Vi. Oh no. They fought back, had continuity as well onto their rounds, so they never money reset, especially when they lost their one round. They already won 3, so they had enough of a buffer in terms of money to instantly buy back. They reset Na'Vi, and they bring it back and actually win the half, so surprising scenes.
That is one steamy sofa. Look at that.
Yeah, that's true. Do you reckon it's just cold and the coffee is just releasing so much steam?
Maybe. It's just really, really piping hot coffee.
It doesn't look too comfy, does it? And the fridge is open as well, so the chicken's gone off.
Well, yeah, it's just ruined, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
I hope you're happy, whoever's done that.
Yeah, and there's not... I mean, any kid there could reach and grab that, you know, washing up liquid.
None of this is safe.
Bleach or whatever you got. Yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean? There's no door there.
None of this looks healthy at all.
Yeah. There's a random phone there as well. Oh, the coffee spill.
Oh, yeah. Well, you got the paper towels at least to wipe that up, so that can be accounted for fairly easily.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
But either way, 7-8 is the scoreline before we jump back into our second half of the day between these two teams. Now, Na'Vi, you expect them to actually take this series in a 2-0. Although cash is an unknown quantity, it should still heavily favor them, as they just are, really in terms of, on paper, the superior team right now. They've always have been at the upper echelons of the scene, and I don't feel like this is where they're going to take a dive anytime soon. But they need to respond. Moving on over to the CT side now. If they can get these AWPs out, the scopes are so effective on CT side train, but of course, first things first, the pistol round.
Ooh, 5 sets of Kevlar here from Heroic. No utility. A fast B rush running into Zeus's crosshair.
Ooh, Zeus with the initial tackle. Zeus, though, punishes him as he hits him with a bolt of lightning. 2 quick frags, one will go down. That's the tag only with 1, but Flamey and Simple tagged up fairly low. Rubino starts to take his time a bit there and pops the head of Edward and Simple, but Flamey on the retake, aided by Electronic. These two are absolute mean machines. They can be monsters in these rounds. S-Tag gets contact, kills Flamey. It's all on Electronic. What does he do here? Oh. Nothing. S-Tag. Every round, Snods, he's looking so effective. He's been so impactful. Top fragging once again for the side of Heroic.
Yeah, it's true. Do you ever have this, Jack, where you know you mess up like the commentating of a good play, and you just hope they doesn't actually clutch it out, so it wouldn't be on like posted anywhere or all over social media because you know you did bad.
No, I just don't mess up.
Yeah, no. Obviously, S-Tag being the stand-in currently for Yugi, which means he's trying to prove his worth. You know, he wants to get the most amount of frags, the most amount of impact, the most amount of wins here to show that he has a place on this roster. Hungry for more. As he is on 16 kills already versus Na'Vi. Don GG. Got there.
Snappy. Finds 2 with his SMG thus far. The Ghetto Blaster looking good as he shakes his moneymaker. To try and get a little bit more out of this one, though. Moddy as well. Going to bypass connector. It's just Flamey and Simple left, and they're not really in a position to actually do too much. So this should be a 10th round for Heroic. This is a good matchup on train so far. This one could actually go the distance now. It's looking to be a bit of a juicy matchup between these two teams.
It's true. We were expecting a whitewash here coming out from Na'Vi.gg.bet, but instead, Heroic 10-7 up here. They're the first ones to get double digits in this best of 2, but obviously it is the first map. And the second map being Cash, a map that Na'Vi.gg.bet are toying with at this point. They're trying to feel out test the waters, you know, feel out that map, try and extend their map pool and get comfortable in Cash and officials. They've obviously practiced it in scrims. So, 10-7, round number 18. 3-round advantage here still for Heroic, as they are actually going to have the confidence to keep the SMGs. Obviously versus the Ecos. The question is, though, are they going to have that confidence again versus the full buys? Once the AWP comes up for Simple, and once heads start rolling versus the M4s, will the SMG still be into play?
It depends where Heroic actually have to go with this. Zeus, though, running in. For Na'Vi, they don't really have too much to work with, so it wasn't worth the potential slow play or a stack. Just wanted to go for a bit of a force, try and run the risk, do something a bit cheeky and see if it pays off, but they don't find too much. Now they could try to go for this. as they haven't really invested. They're going to be able to get that buyout next round anyways. It'll be the 11th round going the way of Heroic, but what do they actually do? Play for exit frags. I mean, Electronic with the MAC-10, if they push in towards him, he could actually get those kills, supported by Flamey. Simple just going to be staying well away from the action. They're only on 3 HP, so it's just basically giving the other team additional cash if he does die. He does have a scout as well.
Does have the scout he can save, but it's going to be 11-7 here. Ooh.
Oh no. Well, that's not
that's
ideal.
a long...
That's a big bomb radius.
Oof, that is a big bomb radius, isn't it? All the... What?
What have Heroic been putting in their bombs? Is that a legal bomb? What was that?
Mate, they've grabbed the bleach and the washing up liquid that was left, obviously open for anyone.
And the coffee.
And the coffee, mate. Don't forget the coffee.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Well, that's not going to be too great. Now though, Na'Vi, they do have a buy once again. Getting in around number 19. This is where they actually need to start to get something back in their favour, as Na'Vi looking like they're starting to be a bit of a sleeping giant right now. They were tearing it up in the first half, but they fall into a slumber and they need to wake up. For Heroic though, how is it going to go down? So get ready for this play towards the B1 site. Flamey, up close and personal, wants to go large and in charge. The big man himself, as he waits for the push in, knows they're coming. Teetering on the edge to attack as he tries to strike, but his face has been peeled back. Modi as well. Removes Zeus. Ezwood, he's trying to get these shots off, but he can't really do too much. I mean, Electronic's been set ablaze. At this point, you probably just want to save.
Most definitely. 2.9k round bonus for Na'Vi or GG.bet. So if they can save here, they can drop over extra weapons. Simple can drop. Electronic could drop as well. But now they've lost their third player. So if they do force into the next one, Jack, it's going to be, what, 4 rifles? They have a MAC-10, so 3 rifles plus a MAC-10 plus maybe a UMP or something. So the buy will be poor. But 12-7 now for Heroic. And if Na'Vi opt to save as well, 13-7 potentially on the T side as well for Train. So good calls all round, obviously. The flash push was perfect. They expected Flamey to play close there towards the lower ramp. Gets caught off guard with a full 4-second flash. Had to look at the floor. And there you have it. Warp for Simple. As they will be going for the force buy into this one. So, MAC-10, CZ for Zeus, Flamey, Electronic, Rifles, Orb onto Simple. As he is trying to have an impact.
Yeah, Simple trying to be a little bit more aggressive this time around. Show us some of that Simple magic we expect to see. Rubino, boosted across there by Nico. Nice stack with the first frag though, kills Edward. It's a good start from Heroic. Can they try and keep this up? I mean, this would be huge for them really. If they could pick up this round, that's 13 rounds. The cash is low for Na'Vi. They'd be teetering on the edge of having match point as a minimum.
Wow. Minute left on the clock here. Ali for Rubino. Orb still into commission though for Simple. The first frag's already been found by S-Attack. So we do see the advantage into this one for Heroic. If Na'Vi lose this, we're looking at a 14-7 scoreline potentially when you factor in the eco as well. So this could be the deciding factor here for both teams. Na'Vi can then bring this one back and try to equalize the scoreline. Will Heroic run away with the lead? It's up to Zeus once again, close range with the CZ.
Modi looking to get the backstab. The smoke goes down from Zeus. Nice HE as well. Depending on the timing with this, it could be beautiful. Oh, there we have it. So much damage done. Snappy as well, blown out the server. That's a good response from Zeus, actually. But Rubino in the back line. Won't get any vision onto the players that were on bomb train or a site, but the fact is they still don't know where he is. As none of them have locked eyes. He's been able to go for a little bit of a late round stab to try and save his team. They kill Zeus. They can go for the bomb plant. Here's where Rubino is going to be critical, but the bomb needs to go down. Yeah. Rubino! Oh, both of those kills. He's been having a great game today.
1 versus 3. For Flamey, this might just be the save call. It's going to go 13-7. And Na'Vi.gg. Bet you didn't see this one coming. As now, if they go for the Eco Jack, I mean, 14-7 for Heroic. I mean, we saw, obviously, Astralis, you know, give the advantage away when they were 14-4 up to overtime against the Go on Train. But is Heroic going to make that same Danish slip up?
Thing is, as well, the thing that's going through my mind, Stods, is last night's games with Heroic. The fact it went into overtime, the fact it was a completely different team to what we're seeing today. And now it's just a whole different parallel. Heroic just look great. The communication's on the ball. Everything's working well. The fire from all cylinders, they're picking up shots that are just absolutely impressive. And Na'Vi, I mean, it was a good start, but that's all it was, a good start. Since then, it's been slow.
Yeah, 6-0 up. And ever since then, it's gone 13-1 in favor of Heroic. Now on the T side, we do finally see a tactical timeout coming out from Heroic. It's not going to be called from Na'Vi. Na'Vi are now the ones on their CT side, so it feels like they've actually gone for force around the M4 from Flamey. That was saved. Obviously, Flamey can drop one M4 over. Plus, if a player had, what, $600-700 he can buy, you can see the play in the middle there onto maybe a CZ or a weak pistol. Yeah, CZ for Electronic. Apart from that, 4 M4s. Lack of utility for both Simple and Zeus, but Molotovs for Electronic and Edward. So the real question is, what do Heroic do? The calls have been basically near perfect so far, as most of it's gone down towards the B side, it seems. Complete opposite to what Na'Vi were doing on their T side.
Yeah. Well, they found the weakness, and they're just going to keep hitting that weak knee over and over and over again. You know your opponent's staggered when it comes to that defense, so why would you adapt things until they can actually counter you and stop you from doing it? Edward pushes in, though. Early on goes for the information play. But in reality, they're going to need to work out what is going on. It's going to be Ivy. Ivy control very, very lax as well. They're allowing Heroic to actually push up quite deep. There comes the smoke, but it's too late. They're already out. Oh, that's going to be really awkward for Na'Vi as these frags come through in a flurry. Quick succession. Modi as well kills Zeus. He can drop down. I mean, Simple's there. He's going to hear it, but what can Simple actually do? I mean, he can't chase after him. He's not going to get the kill. That's a 14th round, Snods. That's it. It should be set in stone at this point, really.
Yeah, 14-7. Na'Vi gone for yet another force buy. Heroic changed the pace. They go towards the A site. They go towards Ali. You saw the timing was just so perfect against Flamey as he pulls the smoke out. S-attack peaks, kills the player that was playing towards Sandwich. Then Whiteface killed Flamey. Zeus pushes towards the B site. Modi finds that kill. 14-7. We thought it was going to be one-sided, but not in this favor. As Heroic are now 2 rounds away from closing this one out in regulation. They have one more round to gain before, you know, as you usually say, you know, safety net of overtime is secured. But I feel like Heroic take this one now. They've gone 14-1 in terms of rounds, ever since being down 6-1.
I mean, if it's taken them this long, and they've still only been able to get 1 round, Snods, the fact that you're going to have to get a flawless half, essentially, at this point, and when the buy's not going to be good, the cash flow's restricted, and you imagine the comms can't be too cohesive right now as well, because it's got to frustrate you the way this one's been going. It's just been Heroic round after round being able to just absolutely dominate, and Snappy kills Simple in the early round of this one. Finds that frag as he's looking for more, hunting through. Modi and Rubino come in. I mean, this is going to be the 15th round picked up. There's no other chance of it. Electronic's the only one left alive for that side, and he's trapped by Ivy. And now he's dead by Ivy. Slain by Snappy. Heroic get the 15th round, and they're 1 round away from picking up a win here on Train and getting the first map in the series.
15-7 then. 8 match points now for Na'Vi.gg.bet to fight against this Heroic. And one round away from closing this one out into round number 23. Orb coming out for Snappy. Rubino and everyone else basically onto rifles. They have great utility, obviously. They've won so many rounds into the second half. This wasn't 8-7 second half, remember. Oh, sorry, first half, remember, before it did get flipped onto the T side for Heroic. So now they've won 7 on the trot. MP9 coming up for Electronic. Playing towards Sandwich up close. But it will be the B site, the final conclusion here potentially in this first map of this best of 2. As they're ready to pull the trigger. The confidence is gleaming for them as well. As they line up the smokes, they're going to clear their behind. Obviously, Rubino clearing out towards Pop Dog, making sure nothing's coming from behind. And now the trigger is pulled.
Yep, Edward gets the first frag on Modi though, but there's the response from Rubino. Nico as well comes into effect. The bomb can go down. Snappy falls short And this actually keeps Na'Vi alive now. They're in a position to try and drag this one on a little bit longer, but this could be the end of the game, Snods. Heroic might pick up this round and close it out as they peek through. Nico gets the headshot onto Electronic. It's just Edward and Simple left. Nico, though, the overconfidence peak. Rubino doesn't have a Molotov, so he's got to try and play more aggressively. Couple of taps, but no frag just yet. Time is of the essence. It's ticking down. They're going to try to tap the bomb to force the face. Picks up the GG Molotov from the side. Lobs it down. It's over. He wins the round. Smart stuff. He's going to be able to find it. 16 to 7.
Mate, we're so used to overtime at this point, aren't we?
As it will go through. Heroic do it, though. That's unthinkable. They've been able to shut it down. I mean, that looked like it was going to be a blowout. A whitewash from Na'Vi. Round after round after round for the first 6. Then they crumble.
Yeah, I mean, 6-0 was the initial start to this one. Na'Vi on their T-side and train looked undefeatable, right? The skill, the confidence they had, especially from Simple as well, landing some crazy shots with the AWP.
Yeah.
Edward was one on the pistol, 2 versus 4. They come into that one, you know, losing out 16 to 1 in terms of from that 6-0 point onwards. So 16 to 7 with the final scoreline there, as Na'Vi.gg.bet got to change things up before Cash.
Yeah, and I mean, you got to look at it as well as the fact that Cash is an unknown quantity, and Train, it's a bit of a staple, but it didn't work out the way we expected to, Snods. I mean, 6 rounds in, you can see that was the streak, and that was the end of the streak, and there was no coming back.
You've got to think as well, what happens if Simple actually wins this 1 versus 2? Does it conclude in a Na'Vi victory? The Na'Vi go 7-0 up, and obviously they have such a buffer on their T-side, it's too much to handle. But how good the cooling was there as well from Snappy, could argue both ways.
Yeah, very true, but that is our first map wrapped up as Heroic take the win. A bit of an upset. Will they be able to go 2 for 2, though, and tackle Na'Vi on the second map of the series? That's going to be Cash. Definitely stay tuned for that. We haven't seen Cash in a very long time for Na'Vi, so it will be a bit of a wild affair, but that will be after this. For the meantime, enjoy these highlights. We slotted back in with the second map after this.
Incendiary out.